empower and transform all of our lives. And during the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, another natural phenomenon which takes place in all human beings is the mirroring of neurons. So our neurons mirror that of the avatar. And the mirroring of neurons activate the process of all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. So that is, the entire body can silently and without moving receive what is happening elsewhere through a process of direct observation, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. And the Akashic readings is not a prediction, it is readings from the cosmic archives beyond space, where creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension of time, the past, present, and future start, but because the Akashic records are stored in the Akasha, the space dimension, there is no past, no future, no present, and no future. That is why what you call is happened, happening, and yet to happen is clearly already recorded in the Akashic records. And now, let us understand more about who the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is, the one who is giving us pure and great science of Baba Samadhi Darshan. So, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilization nation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple based universities a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam
of Guru Nidhanam of the Kanchi Kairasa Satyamikam, is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Sarangi Samrajam, is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailas Sonata Shamala Pita Satyamikam, and is the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Attalakada, the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swarga Pramadinam, and is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And it has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered, and has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, and is the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas and Rudras, Rishis and Rishikas, Bhairavas and Bhairavis, and Sannyas, and is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasas Nithyananda Hindu University, in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries, and is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, is the founder reviver of over 170 pitas, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And now, with that, we will be moving to the next segment of this program, where all of us will be seeing a live demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So today, the Valsans, the Nithyananda yogis, and the initiate disciples of the Supreme Point of Hinduism will be demonstrating and sharing with all of you the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation awakened in us through the Diksha by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be receiving the initiations into the third eye awakening, along with many other powers, with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And you will all be manifesting the powers of third eye awakening as well, which is of third eye, which is seen with eyes blindfolded, as well as many other powers such as body scanning, remote vision, teleportation, materialization, levitation, and much more. And for those of you who might be wondering where exactly the third eye is located, so the third eye is a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes. So now let us understand more about what exactly are these Shaktis, which we are speaking about, how they manifest and what is their source. So in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. And manifesting powers are described by Paramashiva and the Vedas and Agamas as a system, a method, and a science for human beings to explore the various sciences and various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. And these Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine, not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine. Now, some of you might have heard the term called Siddhis, as it's a very common term used for any type of extraordinary manifestation. So let's look at the exact difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. So Shakti is expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru under a source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment and on the path of enlightenment. And the Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation by the avatar and are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and may divert you from enlightenment. And the source of all these Shaktis, Paramashiva, is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading, unchanged base, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or the five cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, Trubhava, which is pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And now, the avatar of Paramashiva, the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the 1008th living incarnation of Paramashiva and the representative of Paramashiva, and is also the reviver of Kailasa. So, Kailasa is the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation and the great cosmic warless Hindu nation. And ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been a cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. And it was where the science of enlightenment and power manifestation was lived and taught as a lifestyle. And for the first time in the modern day, the supreme point of Hinduism is reviving these yogic powers, these yogic sciences, and transmitting it to the world at a record breaking pace which is never accomplished before. And all of this knowledge, all of these sciences are passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha, initiation by enlightened gurus. And in Sanskrit, it is called the Guru Parampara, which is the lineage of gurus. And the supreme point of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age by his gurus, was trained and taught into these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, Paramashiva Vijnana, and much more. And now let's see how we can awaken these Shaktis in us. How can we awaken these divine Shaktis in us and manifest them ourselves? So the supreme point of Hinduism beautifully says that every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajna. And the science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidences or pramanas. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified these sciences. And the third is the Atma Pramana, which is an account from the life of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. And then the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, some of you might be wondering what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas in which Paramashiva has described all of these, has revealed all of these sciences in a very elaborate way. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are pure science where the ultimate truth are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and Agamas, the Veda Agamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So now, let us get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye. After we go through the pramana for its first power, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra pramana for the power of third eye comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kapalantarmanonyasya तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदार्द्यात् lakshye lakshyamuttama. And the translation for this verse is by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession. By that stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of Teda. Beautifully, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. So Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So, this comes from when Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita. He initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye so Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. And this verse is from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And it is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. And the next is the Atma Pramana in Swamiji's own words. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 directions, I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me. And here you can all see the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. So here you can see study measures were done on the brainwaves of the Supreme Court of Hinduism using a positron emission tomography, a PET scan. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there is high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And now we will be getting into the Sakshi Pramana, where this rare and sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to all of us for humanity for our ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Pontiff. And as the living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Point of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is gifting this pure and great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences, to the world through the science of Diksha initiation to billions of people. And everyone who has been initiated into these sciences have actually experienced and witnessed the profound results and extraordinary manifestation in their day-to-day lives. So now, let us get ready to witness a live Sakshi Pramana, a live demonstration of the powers of third eye. Yes. So now let us get into the live demonstration of sound. So here with me, I have this eye band. In front, it is a thick, opaque plastic sheet, and in the back, there is thick black sponge which will not allow any type of light to enter around the eyes. You can all see the eye band, and into these two sockets over here, my eyes will be going into, and this eye band will also be covering the bridge of the nose. So this eye band is actually certified by ophthalmologists, and it's usually given for people who are suffering from insomnia, and it's given to them so they can have a better sleep. So this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer, and once that is done, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your live comments in the chat box, in the live chat box. You can put anything that you would like me to read, and I will be reading out your comments. So now a volunteer will be putting on this eye band for me, and all of you can see as the eye band is being put. You can put a different title. It's in center if you look. It's towards it. So now the eye band has been put. I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the eye band has been put. There's no gaps anywhere. And now the YouTube comments will be projected in front of me, and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. Yes, so we have uh, the first comment from Kritananda. who is Yashodhan Kulkarni, who has put Nityananda. And then Nirosha Jayashekara has asked if is the darshan finished. Yes, sir. Today in the last night, in last night's program, we had the alive Sundareshwara Baba Samadhi Darshan, and we are now starting again with the Parashakti Akashik readings. Yes, and anyone else also who would like to put your comments, you can put your comments. It can be anything. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences. It can even be something that does not make sense at all. So, any of you watching us right now, you can post anything. You can post anything that you would like me to read. Well, it can be something that you think I may not be able to read, but through the third eye, Paramashiva will surely show what is the comment. So you can post a different language, or you can put scientific terms that you think I may not be able to read. And especially if you're skeptical about this power, you can put your comments as well. And after this, we will also be having the power of body scanning. So anyone who would like a body scan, also you can put. So anyone watching us on Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel, you can put in your comments. Any of you watching us right now, you can put in your comments. Yes, and here with me, I have this Bhagavad Gita decoded book. And in front of all of you, I will be opening a random page from this book. So this book has more than 1,000 pages. So I will be opening a random page in front of all of you and be reading the contents of that page. You can maybe stop the screen. All of you can see the page is open. So I will be opening a random page from this book. So I've opened a page, and now I'll be reading the contents of this page. So this is page number 804 and 805. On page number 804, the page number is not there, but on page 805, the page number is there. And on this page, it says, "I wish to see your divine form." And then, so this is the 11th chapter, and it gives translation for the first four verses, and then Swamiji's commentary. So it says 11.1. Arjuna says, "O Lord, by listening to your wisdom on the supreme secret of existence and your glory, I feel that my delusion has disappeared." Then 11.2, "O lotus-eyed Krishna, I have listened from you in detail about your creation and destruction of all living beings, so your inexhaustible greatness." Then 11.3, "O Parameshwara, Lord Supreme, though you are here before me, as you have declared yourself, I wish to see the divine cosmic form of yours, Purushottama, Supreme Being." 11.4, "O Prabhu, my Lord, if you think it is possible for me to see your cosmic form, then please, O Yogeshwara, Lord of Yoga and all mystic powers, kindly show me that imperishable universal self." And then the commentary says, "In the minds of many, Krishna is considered an incarnation. It is this chapter that Krishna reveals himself as not just an incarnation, but as also the very source from which everything flows. He is the source of all sources, the cause of all causes, the source of all the worlds and universes." Arjuna has already listened from Krishna about everything that he needs to do. Arjuna's questions have all disappeared. His doubts, his incompletions, and delusions have dissolved. In the previous chapter, Krishna explains to Arjuna who he really is. It is not that Arjuna is not aware of the greatness of Krishna and his divinity. It is based on his deep faith in Krishna that Arjuna chose to have the master assist him unarmed as his charioteer, while Duryodhana chose Krishna's vast Yadava army. So all of you can see the page. And this is page number 805. And anyone else also who would like to put in your comments, you can put in your comments. And let us maybe read one more page from the Bhagavad Gita, as the Bhagavad Gita is a vast topic, and Swamiji has written this book. So let us open another random page and see what Swamiji has to say. So I've opened a page, and now I'll be reading this page. So this is page number 1124 and 1125. And it says, "You see, we are a part of the whole. If we fail in tune, we think the whole behaves as a friend. The moment we think, discriminate, or behave with the whole is in the opposite way, it acts like an enemy. Be very clear, the whole is not here to kill or destroy us. An example is what happens when a person dies of drowning. The dead body floats. The dead body is heavier than water, yet it floats. But a living body that is lighter than water does not float, it drowns. Why is that so? As long as we are living, we are unable to relate with water. Our ego prevents that. Our mind prevents that. In the dead body, there is no mind and no ego. It is the mind and ego that causes our heaviness. When when we are in completion with the collective consciousness, when we become a part of the collective consciousness, nature is our friend and nature protects us. When we think that we are different from nature, as long as we think that we are an individual consciousness, nature protests against us. If we disappear into the collective consciousness, we are protected and taken care of. We attain complete success, not only socially and economically, but we experience it as well, a feeling of fulfillment, a experience of complete completion. A small story. Once there were two ants sitting on the rim of a cup that contained Amrita, the nectar of immortality. As they were taking, one of the ants lost his balance and was about to fall into the cup. He somehow managed to get back on the rim. The other ant asked him, "Why don't you want to fall into the cup? Even if you drown in this, you will become only immortal." The first ant replied, "But I don't want to drown." We don't realize that merging with the collective consciousness will liberate us in totality. We will resist and hold on to ourselves as long as we do not disappear into the collective consciousness. We continuously create hell for ourselves and for others. The third truth, at the ultimate level, at the spiritual level, the moment we understand that we are deeply connected, totally connected to the whole group, to the whole universe, not only do we experience bliss, but we live. We really live, opening many dimensions of our being. Right now, we are stressed out and disturbed continuously with our separate body mind. We need to think too much. We need to try to we need to try too hard to enjoy life. If we disappear into collective consciousness, hand we open many dimensions, many possibilities. See now, with only this one body we can enjoy so much. Imagine what we can do when we have many bodies. If the multitudes of bodies increase, so does the joy, the bliss. This is our experience when we realize that we are a part of collective consciousness. When we experience that we are boundaryless consciousness, we experience the infinity. It is difficult to imagine when we experience the feeling of non-duality, Advaita, or collective consciousness. When we experience the bliss of collective consciousness, we forget differences of name, wealth, social status, and prestige. Whatever we think of ourselves disappears, and the truth of who we are is revealed. And there are two more paragraphs after it as well. So all of you can see these two pages. Now, some of you might be wondering how exactly this power is manifested or how we see. So, the first and foremost step is by connecting in oneness with Swamiji. So, you just connect in the space of oneness with Swamiji, with Paramashiva, and whatever is in front of you will be revealed in the third eye. Yes, now we have a comment from Ma Bhakti Vasyananda who has put Nithyanandam. Yes, Nithyanandam. And for various people, it comes in various ways. Sometimes it shows as it is, and sometimes it shows in different ways as pictures or words. So you can get the initiation, manifest this power yourself, and you will be able to manifest. This power is available for everyone just through the simple science of initiation. And yes, now we have another comment from Bhakti Vasyananda who has put clapping loudly ma and an exclamation mark and then a smiley emoji. Yes, ma. And even I'm sure that you can manifest these Shaktis, and I'm sure you would have already had an experience of these Shaktis. Is there anyone else also watching us? You can put your comments. It can be anything that you would like me to read. Yes, now Ma Bhaktivasi has put another comment saying, yes, Ma, Swamiji blesses abundantly. Yes, Swamiji does bless everyone in abundance, very abundantly, whether it's wealth, health, anything. Yes, now we have a comment from Ma Siranji who has put hi and namaskar emoji and a heart emoji. Okay, yes. Now with this, I thank all of you who have joined us for the Power Manifestation segment, and we will now be moving on to further segments. But before that, now this IBAN will be removed, and all of you can see as the IBAN is being removed by a volunteer, you can see that there will be nothing added removed from the IBAN. So I request the volunteer to now remove the IBAN. Yes, and before that, we have another comment from our Bhaktivasiyananda who has put blissful Kalashtami Day, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And the Nityananda actually is missing the N in second N in the Nanda. Yes. Can I request the volunteer to remove that? Yes. So all of you can see the IBAN has been removed. There is nothing added or removed from the IBAN. It is just as it was before. And now, with that, we will be moving on to the further segments of this program. I once again thank all of you who have joined us for this common precision segment. In the interest of time, we will now be moving to the further segments of this program, where we will be learning more about Devi Parashakti, who is Devi Parashakti, and much more. So we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness in this next segment. Yes. So now we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness. And we will be first looking at the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. And I will be chanting the verse now. Sindhura Runa Vigraham Trinayana Manikya Spurate तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीमापीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं Saumyam Ratnagatastharaktacharanam Dhyayet Paramambikam. And the translation for this verse is: the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with the triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with a crescent moon, a face all smiles, a bust, one hand holding a jeweled cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana shloka of Devi Parashakti, which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka, says: अरुणां करुणां तरङ्गताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अनिमादियामयुकैः विभावये भवानीम्. And the translation for this is: I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the nose, the gourd, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anima for rays, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source power, and the source energy from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Devi Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And Devi Parashakti beautifully reveals how she is manifesting as the Nijavatar of Supreme Bond of Hindus. She beautifully says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as Parashorasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swamini who is in Kailasha, Sri Purachintamani, Parashorasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi. As Nithyananda, I took Nijavatara here to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranyagarbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashorasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti continues to reveal, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as gotras of seven rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as nine grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. And now let us see how we can receive Devi Parashakti. So literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. So you can receive her in a very traditional way. Leaves, one banana, one betel nut, and a coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. And for those of you who might be wondering what exactly a coin is considered as or what is its importance, in the Hindu tradition, a coin is actually considered the traditional dakshina. It is usually given as offerings in temples or even during any ritual anywhere. It is given to the people, or even if you see someone for the first time, it is given to receive them. And it can be the lowest value. In India, it can be just 1 paisa, and in the US, it can even be just a cent. Swamiji says, I'm not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paisa is okay. And you can offer that to Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar, offer your gratitude and eat the banana, the beet leaf, and the beet nut, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple for the further procedures. And this beet leaf and betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi darshans for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognitions. It will break your unconscious behavior. And here you can all see how you can set up your tambulam. So you can arrange the 2 beet leaves, 1 banana, 1 betel nut in a coin in a plate and keep it in front of the screen. You can also keep a few additional items such as a few flowers, kumkum, turmeric, glass bangles, and a coconut. But the four basic items is the beet leaves, the betel nut, the banana, and the coin. So you can keep it, you can arrange it on a plate and keep it in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. The next time you are setting up to receive Devi Parashakti, when you are getting ready for the darshan, you can set up your own set of tambulam to receive Devi Parashakti in a very traditional way. So, with that, we now come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive Devi Parashakti in a very traditional way. And we will now be moving to the next segment of this program where we will all be learning what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings for all of us on all the various problems that the world is going through today, and what Devi Parashakti has revealed on the cause and solution for these problems, and how important it is for us to follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed. So, in this next segment, we will now be learning what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings. Yes. So, let us first look at the compassion of the avatar. So, in the Guru Paduka Stotra, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padukas, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of samsara or suffering. So the first verse of the Guru Paduka Stotram beautifully says, Ananta Samsara Samudratara Naukaitabhyam Guru Bhaktidabhyam Vairagya Samrajya Pujanabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam. And the translation for this verse is Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is a boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with the sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation. And many of us feel stuck in the same storming and raging ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in the overwhelming vastness of the suffering that surrounds us during the pralaya, the great deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic, and our homes are being destroyed due to natural disasters, and social institutions are crumbling, and the whole of humanity is in desperate need and a dire need of hope.
And the cosmic mother has come to alleviate the suffering of humanity. And it is at this time that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, the incarnation of the cosmic consciousness, out of his love and compassion, having taken the spiritual responsibility for the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, and guiding and healing the whole world as literally the boat that sails us through this Pradaya, the cosmic blue. Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through the Nijavatara and answering each and every one of our prayers, granting boon, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. Devi has not just attended to us individually, but also as a humanity at large.
And Devi Parashakti has guided the whole of humanity in the form of revelations of profound sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, and natural disasters such as fires, floods, storms, and etc. And even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars which have not surfaced to common knowledge as yet.
In this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation, which is manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti, for us to imbibe deeply and to start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until this storm ends and we are safely harbored at the shores of our consciousness.
So let us see what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings on the 30th of April 2021 on the 8 methods to protect yourself from coronavirus.
Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, பராசக்தி மீனாட்சி இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் ஞானமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாய் பரமசிவன் கிரகத்திருந்து நம் அனுக்கிரகத்தினால் நித்யானந்தன் விக்கிரகமாய் மலர்ந்தோம். உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நல்லதை செய்திட நன்மையை சொல்லிட தர்மார்த்த காம மோக்ஷம் எனும் புருஷார்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு. மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல் 1, சமூக வலைதளங்கள் மூலமாய் என்னை சரணடைதல் 2, எல்லாம் என் மகமாரி வடிவத்தில் நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3, நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4, நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை நிறைத்து உயிர்வது 5, சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் 6 நிறைவான பூரண மனத்தோடு வாழைப்பழத்தோலும் வெங்காயமும் குதிகாலில் வைத்து பத்திட்டு நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது 7 பூரணமாய் பரிபூரணமாய் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் நினைப்பும் மறப்பும் அருந்த உணர்வு ஸ்மரணையில் அகம் அகம் என ஸ்புரிக்கும் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் ஆனந்த ஸ்புரணத்தில் இருப்பது 8 எனும் 8 முறையிலும் என எண்ணியோர் அத்துணை பேருக்கும் இல்லை கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் பயமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள். 8இல் 1 செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது காப்.
Yes. Now let us look at these 8 methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed, translated into English. Oh humans, don't be scared of the deadly infection corona. Through these 8 ways, praying and meditating on me, surrendering to me through social media, wherever I am residing, worshiping me by the fire walk, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on me every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss. Doing the
ajapa japa of the cosmic sound, Shiva, 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 with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in heels and going to sleep, being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting, in the Arunachala Purana that blossoms as Aham Aham, in the state of Ananda Purana. Everyone who thinks on me through these 8 ways, they will not have effects of corona. They don't have fear and delusion of corona. You will live with prosperity, with wisdom and fortune. You with me, you as me as you. You will live good life. Even if you do one of these 8 ways, I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't have fear, O people. Be blissful.
And in the above revelation, Devi Parashakti has revealed the 8 methods to protect all of humanity from COVID-19. In this segment, we will go through each of these methods and understand more deeply the benefits of each method.
So let's look at the first method where Devi Parashakti reveals about praying and meditating on Devi Parashakti every day.
And science has extensively studied the benefits of meditation, and Healthline has published the 12 science-based benefits of meditation, which include reducing stress, controlling anxiety, promoting emotional health, enhancing self-awareness, lengthening the attention span, it may reduce age-related memory loss, it can generate kindness, it may help fight addiction, it can improve sleep, it helps control pain, it can decrease the blood pressure, and it is easily accessible anywhere. And the U.S. A study was done by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it shows that meditation has a direct benefit for our both physical as well as our mental health.
And another study done by Cambridge University Press reiterates that reiterates the necessity of meditation during the times of crisis such as COVID-19. So here you can see the study done by Cambridge University Press.
And a study published in research published in Everyday Health has shown that prayer and spirituality protect the emotional health by offering a bigger sense of purpose, by providing social support, by lifting the spirit, and by helping you cope with difficulties. And a September 2015 report published in Health Psychology found that when researchers followed 191 people with congestive heart failure for 5 years, they found that those who reported feeling spiritual peace and who also made healthy lifestyle changes were significantly more likely to live longer than their peers. And people with major depressive disorder or chronic medical illnesses who report high levels of religiosity, which includes daily religious experiences, generally become more optimistic than their peers. This was found in a study published in July 2015 in Depression and Anxiety.
Now let us watch himself directly demonstrates the how meditation impacts our brain.
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that, because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They're replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was, I've never seen that before in my life. So the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure chemical. You eat the same thing is with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could, at will, go in and out of the states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya spiritual healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
Yes. And now that we've understood the benefits of meditation directly for our minds, let us now look at how prayer is one of the best stress busters as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. In Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva, nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, everyday puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do everyday puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Everyday puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand? You do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archavatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archavatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
Yes. Now that we have understood the first method that Devi Parashakti has revealed, let us move to the next method. The second method is surrendering to Devi Parashakti through social media. And during the Akashic reading, Devi Parashakti gives us the opportunity to connect with her through various social media platforms and attends to us individually to our prayers and showers us with blessings and gifts. Let us now see how we can connect to Devi Parashakti through social media. The first way that you can connect with Devi is through YouTube. So you can go ahead and become a member of Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda. And this is a very simple process. You can just go ahead and visit YouTube and visit Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda channel. And then you will see the join button next to the name. You can go ahead and click that. And once you have registered yourself as a member of the Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel, you can ask your questions during the live Parashakti Akashic reading in the comment section of the live video.
And on Facebook, you can like and follow Kailasa's SPH JGN Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. And you can ask your questions in the comment section.
And you can also connect with Devi through Twitter. You can follow at Twitter and ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet with the hashtag AskTheAvatar.
And on Instagram, you can follow Sri Nithyananda and you can ask your questions in the comments section.
And the last way is to connect with Devi Parashakti through WhatsApp. So you can search kailasa.org and you will see the WhatsApp chat box that pops up. And you can ask your questions directly to Devi through this chat box.
So let us now watch a video, an introduction to Devi Parashakti, and where Devi Parashakti blesses humanity.
காளியன் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி, ஓம் சக்தி.
And now let us look at the third method where Devi Parashakti reveals to do firewalking and worship Devi Parashakti by doing firewalking wherever she is residing.
Yes, and the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed that that firewalking is actually an alchemy process, and he reveals our rishis and munis have been adepts and masters in every field, whether health or keeping the society safe in every field. So all the vratams, the pujas, the spiritual techniques, the religious rituals, anything they designed is highly scientific and directly useful to the life. Coronavirus will not affect you at all because at firewalking time, that small blisters you get just shoots up your whole immunity. That power, the power to protect yourself from any virus or any problem. It's actually a powerful technique. It's a very powerful technique followed in those days, especially during this season.
And especially that is done very traditionally and systematically. If you had even small blisters, and even if you did not have any blisters, you are protected already from corona problem. You will not be affected at all. Corona will not work on you. It will not affect you. And don't worry, it is a traditional way of making you immune. Actually, it's a traditional vaccination process. It's 11 feet length, the burning light charcoal on which you are supposed to walk, with the traditional powerful music which activates your limb system. That mukulam, we call it in the back of the neck. This music will feel like it is hitting the back of your neck and your whole detox system will be awakened. In that peak altered state of consciousness, you should walk on fire. Not just like that you will walk. First, you will walk first, awaken, trigger the detox system, and then walk on the fire. 11 feet fire pit.
Yes, and if you do for one firewalking, you are absolutely protected from corona. Pray to Mahamariam and do the firewalking. That is it. It is like a traditional, powerful vaccination. Pray to Parashakti Mahamari, do the Pache Bhakti Vratam, and do this traditional firewalking. You are absolutely protected from coronavirus. No need to panic. Traditional vaccination, traditional, natural, organic, no bad side effect vaccination is the Hindu firewalking.
So now let us watch a video where the Supreme Court of Hinduism reveals the science behind firewalking.
All these transmutation processes means balancing the system and awakening the whole consciousness to your whole body is what I call transmutation processes. Some parts of your body becomes insensitive to the existence because of the job it is doing, like a feet. Because of the continuous walking, it becomes insensitive. Your cheeks, how they are sensitive, they don't become they lose sensitivity to the reality. But for a complete Kundalini awakening, your whole body needs to be alive and experiencing the reality and ability to experience the higher consciousness. That is the reason we have the process of fireworking.
Yes. Now, let us watch a video. The Supreme Point of Hinduism himself does the fireworking.
சத்தியம் காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே ஜோதிமலையிலே அவதரித்தாயே அவனியை பேணும் ஞானமும் நீயே அக்னி வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி
Here we have a study that establishes how firewalking increases higher levels of happiness and lower fatigue levels compared to people who have not done firewalking. So this study was conducted by the US National Study of Medicines and National Institutes of Health regarding the various effects and benefits of firewalking. So this is what the study establishes. And here you can also see the study.
And the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti is applying turmeric on the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on Devi Parashakti every day.
So let us now watch a video where the Supreme Point of Hinduism reveals the benefits of neem juice.
Bididi. It is not, I'm not talking from air, I'm talking from ground. In Bididi, before we came to that land, 30 borewells were dug, no water. Now, from the day we came till now, we have water for 10,000 people to live comfortably in that very land. It's only pouring, pouring. Karumari's grace. wherever we started ashram. Nature completely cooperates because we know biology, whole biology thinks. If you are having bitter in your life, just start drinking bitter neem juice every morning. The problem will be solved. Understand, if you are irritated, even if you don't react, even if you don't talk to people, you release that kind of vibes. Take Haritaki, you will see you release sweet kind of vibes. Take neem juice, you release healing, compassionate vibes. A woman who applies neem powder and takes bath, who applies turmeric powder and takes bath, is equivalent to Karumari Mahamayi. That neem paste and turmeric powder, if a woman takes bath with that, she is equivalent to Mahamayi. She is embodiment of Karumari because she will be manifesting that same vibes of Karumari. I sincerely recommend people start doing all these activities like applying neem paste and taking bath, applying haritaki powder and taking bath, applying turmeric powder and taking bath, applying basma and taking bath, especially for men, basma, for women, neem paste and turmeric paste. All four can be used by both all genders. That is different. If you want specific, I'll recommend the neem and turmeric for female body, haritaki and basma for male body. Understand, your whole biology things. Working on whole biology changes the whole life. So, now with this understanding the whole biology things, think Mahavagya. This is Ajapa Ajapa. Think Mahavagya. With the understanding your whole biology thinks. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Blessings to all of you. Start manifesting powers. Now,
Now that we've understood the benefits of beet juice, let us now look at turmeric. Research published in National Center for Biotechnology and Information in the US has shown that turmeric has been shown to be a very potent immunomodulator. All of us have heard, and it is very traditionally used to medicine for its anti-inflammatory effect. But this research shows that it is also a potent immunomodulator that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells. So these are all immune cells, and curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. And research shows that turmeric can modulate the activation of various immune cells, as well as enhance the body's antibody response. And with a strengthened immune system, you'll be much more likely to stay healthy and be able to maintain active lifestyle.
study by India.com also says that neem can help you in fighting against coronavirus. And it says that it is an important part of Ayurveda, and neem can be effective in dealing with the novel coronavirus infection.
And turmeric, another article published shows that turmeric and neem are effective against coronavirus, according to a KGB.
And now let us look at the fifth step, where with the Devi Parashakti says, with a complete mind, applying banana peel and onions in the heels before going to sleep.
Yes, so this is a very simple way you can ensure that your whole body is detoxified and you are protected from it. So you just put onion and banana peel in the heel, and then you can put a sock over this and go to sleep at night like this. And there has been an article published in Medical Daily about the detoxifying effects of onion. And it states that onions contain a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onions that recognizable smell, but also the powerful detoxifying agents. And with over 100 sulfur-containing compounds, which are what cause eyes to tear, onion can help prevent and treat ailments from diabetes to heart disease, which is why it's very well known in Ayurveda and traditional Hindu medicine for its detoxifying and medicinal purposes. And an article reviewing the detoxifying effects of onion in the Journal of Phytotherapy has stated that compounds from onion have been reported to have a range of health benefits, which include anti-carcinogenic properties, anti-platelet activity, anti-thrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic activity, and antibiotic effects.
And now let us look at the sixth method, which is being in an unclutched state, filled with eternal bliss.
So let us understand the science of unclutching as revealed by the Supreme Philosopher of Hinduism himself.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brain field, which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people, about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch the vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird goes and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds, it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains, there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above, silently, like Dakshinamurti, and feels, why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
Yes, now that we have understood the science of unclutching, let us now, if you have a few moments, you can take to experience this science of unclutching. You can sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and intensely chant the Mahavakya. And you can do this at any time in your day when you have a few moments. And during this time, do not engage with any thoughts or emotions. Purely let that space of unclutching manifest in you and chant the Mahavakya, the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So when you take a few moments to do this, you can also play the video on YouTube, the Mahavakya on YouTube, so you can enjoy this experience and chant the Mahavakya continuously. And once you have done this, you can actually log your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. That will be projected in a later slide.
And the next is the seventh step, where Devi Parashakti reveals to do the Ajapa Japa of the cosmic sound Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. So, a study conducted by the US National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting was studied, and the results were the benefits of chanting clearly establishes how doing the Ajapa Japa, the chanting, has a direct and positive benefit for the physical health and mental well-being. And the study correlates that chanting of the Ajapa Japa to the study correlates the chanting of the Ajapa Japa to the vagus nerve stimulation used as a treatment for depression and epilepsy.
Here is the rest of that article. And a study was conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto, which established the intention of human words or thoughts. And this can actually change the molecular structural formation of water. And this research really depicts that when the water is exposed to positive sound vibrations, which we will be seeing in the next slide, that molecular formation in the water actually changes to a very pleasant snowflake-like formation. Whereas when negative sounds or vibrations are exposed to water, it can actually disfigure or disintegrate the water molecule.
And here you can see the pictorial depiction of how the water molecular formations respond to different words being uttered. And this research shows the impact of few words on one glass of water. But imagine what happens inside your body, which is composed of up to 60% of water. So when you chant the Japa Japa, the chanting of the powerful mantra, you can imagine the how your body will respond, how the water in your body will respond. So here you can see how the water molecular formations is there when there's compassion, then with the words thank you, and then wisdom. And you can see the water formations with heavy metal music and with the words that I will kill you or you're a fool. And you can also see the water particles, the molecular formation of water before and after with this prayer.
Take part in the unclutching initiative. As we stated earlier, if you take a few moments to experience the unclutching or even the Ajapa, the chanting of the sacred mantra, Shiva, 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 you can log your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. Each of these initiatives, each of these actions of yours can actually bring so much of change to humanity just by through your individual evolution, your positive thought current, your positive vibration, you can actually bring so much of change. And the Supreme Concept of News has stated that if 10,000 people can do just for 3 months, we can give such a powerful super conscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity, because all of us are interconnected. We are not all islands. These are fundamental truths. When you start unclutching, Kailasa starts experiencing the joy, the bliss of you unclutching. Nothing goes to waste. Again, you can sign up your log your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. Yes, and the last method revealed by Devi Parashakti is being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting. In the Arunachala Spurana, that blossoms as Aham, Aham, the Ananda Spurana. So this is the last method revealed by Devi Parashakti, which is an independent standalone method, just like all the other methods. You can use any of these to protect yourself, to protect you and your family from COVID-19. And one of the ways that Devi Parashakti has revealed to protect yourself from COVID-19 is to pray and meditate on Devi Parashakti, to essentially connect with Devi and receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti. And the best way to do this is to connecting and offering your love and gratitude to Devi Parashakti. So you can stay tuned for this next segment, where we will understand some of the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. And each of these offerings are a beautiful way for each of you to connect with Devi, to offer your love and gratitude for Devi Parashakti happening in your life. So you can stay tuned for the segments and let us understand the context of an offering. See, it is not that the divine will get anything by an offering, by you offering something. It is not that Swamiji or Devi Parashakti will gain anything, nor is it that you will lose anything if you do not offer. But when you make an offering out of your sincere love and gratitude, you open up your being to receive all of the blessings of Devi Parashakti and Swamiji. The best way to receive all of the energy is to open our beings up. And in order to do that, we must allow ourselves to receive everything by, of course, opening up our beings and offering something out of our love and devotion. And so this, whether you make an offering or not, Swamiji, Devi Parashakti will continuously shower their blessings upon you. But when you decide to connect and offer something out of your deep gratitude, you will experience that state of oneness. Because an offering is a giving of a divine gift of pure love, devotion, and oneness. And it consists of two parts, the giving and the accepting. And only when the divine accepts what one offers, it becomes complete. Offerings are not made out of fear or out of greed. But when in Avatar land, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out for the only purpose of enlightenment.
And today, as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti, let us remember Devi Parashakti through this Dhyana Shloka, which describes her grace and splendor. So this Dhyana Shloka describes Induni Bhaveda Karavani Nayanam Syat Pankajavara Japakshara Sarayuktam Angahima Bhushana Vichitra Vasanam Syat Tungamakutojvala Manonvani Swarupam.
And the meaning of this verse, it says, moon-like face holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes with lotus flower gracing in blessing hands, and one hand with japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes, and shining crown, her name is Manonmani. And another Dhyana shloka from the Mula Agama, Manonmani Dhyana, on Devi Parashakti. ध्यायेत् देवीं त्रिनेत्रां शशिनिभवदनां वेदहस्तां दधानां सव्ये पद्मां वरदमपरे चाभयं चाक्षमालां दिव्यैराभरणैर्विभूषिततनुं ब्रह्मादिभिः पूजितां देवीमेव मनोन्मणिं प्रतिदिनं कामार्थदात्रीं शुभाम्. In the meaning of this verse, I meditate on Devi with three eyes glowing like a moon and holding the Veda, lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And in the various offerings of the Hindu tradition that we offer to the divine, the gold, the divine element of gold, is abundantly displayed and offered in abundance. So let us see the significance of the divine element of gold. From this Shastra Pramana, this verse from Atharva Veda, this verse describes Tredajutam Janmanedam Hiranyam Agnirekam Priyatamam Babhuva Somasya Insitasya Parapatata Apamekam Veda Samreta Ahutatte Hiranyam Trividaspa Vaivishe. The translation for this verse: triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one, it becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. The gold is a divine element. It purifies anything that it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and in anyone who sees or operates in its facility. Gold is present in all scriptures, Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. Horses and cows were dressed in gold. Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rig Veda, and the river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. For now, let us look at the various offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti today as you get ready to receive her darshan. These are your special personal gifts to Devi Parashakti, your expression of gratitude, love, and devotion, your expression of your sacred sentiments. So let us look at some of the offerings that you can make. The first is the e-hundi offering. Just like we have the hundi in every temple in the Hindu tradition, where you can offer any amount, any kanika token of your gratitude in the hundi. Similarly, we have the e-hundi, where you can offer any amount in multiple, and Devi is described as the one who is fond of true devotion. So let us see this verse which describes Devi's love for true devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharada Radhya Sharvani Sharmadaini. The meaning: Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fear. If there is any fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives, when thoughts turn more and more inwards, and the role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharadharadhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada, Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadayini is Devi who bestows happiness on her devotees. And today, you can offer your gratitude, love, devotion, your sacred sentiments to Devi Parashakti by offering your kanika in the evening as your gift for Devi Parashakti.
Yes. And the next offering is the Sankalpa chanting. The offering of your consciousness any time that you want to start a new endeavor or start something new in your life, or just want to manifest something in your life. You always want to set a conscious resolution and intention for what it is that you want to manifest. You offer that conscious resolution at the feet of Devi Parashakti. You will be blessed with Devi's overflowing energy to manifest exactly what it is you want in your life. And it is stated that the goddess enchants this universe, and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed to without interest in anything gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So when you offer this sankalpa chant to Devi Parashakti, you will be blessed with the fruition of all the desires of your life. As we listen to the rest of the offering, we have a very special and exciting announcement. We will be having the live Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara shortly at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. IST. So do stay tuned for that. And now we will continue on with the various offerings.
That's wonderful. So yes, so now we have the offerings, the various other offerings for Devi Parashakti that you can offer as we get ready for the darshan. So the Sahasranama Swarnaka, so the offering of the pure gold coin for Devi Parashakti, each coin inscribed with one of her 1008 sacred names. You can make this offering in 3 different denominations and offer any number of coins as you would wish to. Devi is described as the Nama Parayana Prita in the Lalita Sahasranama, verse 731. It means she who likes repetition of her various names. And this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu is a very special and unique offering. And the Archana is offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can offer these gold coins inscribed with the 1008 names of Devi and be blessed to imbibe the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself with this offering. So you can make these offerings on the website www.kailasamela.com patreon.com/sevas.
Next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. And Devi is very well known to be adorned in pearl. And the pearl represents the compassion of Devi. This verse it states, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls, and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of the lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, was worshipped by goddesses Vani and Brahma. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. When you offer this Mukta Anguti to the Devi Parashakti, you will be blessed with the overflowing compassion of Devi Parashakti. Manifest all of your business endeavors.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the offering of the golden lotus. The verse from Kamikagama, one of the verses, describes significance of the gold lotus. And this verse says, Ashtavidyeshwaropeta kumbhavarana samyutam sarve sasutra vastradhya hema pankajabhushitaha sapidanas chakurascha pakva bilva palaprabha snapanadhyaya samsiddha pramanena samanvitaha. And it describes that all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities of worship, or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as lotus. The base of Paramashiva's linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, the one who's about to bloom. So you can offer this gold lotus in any of 3 different sizes that you wish to, and be blessed to have the state, space, and powers and being of Devi manifest in your inner space amidst any and at every adverse situation in life. So you can make this offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. These and all other offerings. You can sign up for any of these offerings on the website.
The next offering is the Swarna Mekhi, the gold toe ring, and it is described